Indeed, a pleasure for me to be here in the opening session of the tripartite portfolio review meeting of Asian Development Bank assisted projects. I extend my warm greetings to all the participants and would also like to thank DEA and ADB for holding this review meeting in Kerala, bringing together development practitioners from across India and the world to review projects and promote cross-learning. Kerala has long been a beacon for people from across India and world because of its natural beauty and strong systems of traditional medicine. The natural herbs and spices of Kerala helped our people have contacts with foreign countries for centuries and become a major center of global trade. Judaism, Christianity and Islam entered India through Kerala. And here you can find some of the oldest churches and mosques in the country. In more recent times, Kerala's highly educated, multi-religious and cosmopolitan people have led the rest of the country in the path of ideas and achievements in many fields, including development. The Kerala model of development has been a subject of discussions and debate among economists and development practitioners. As is perhaps known to most of you, Kerala leads the country in terms of human development indices with 100% literacy and can boast of indicator of social development and that are comparable to that of many developed countries. Even though the state's per capita income is comparatively low, Kerala has achieved extremely low levels of infant mortality and population growth and high levels of life expectancy and health. Our talented human resources is our biggest strength, and a large number of our people have migrated to rest of India as well as foreign countries, especially the Gulf. Their foreign exchange remittances have given a significant impetus to consumption and economic activity within the state. In recent times, the state has, in partnership with the private sector, has succeeded in developing its tourism and IT industry in a significant manner. The constitutional vision of transforming local bodies into institutions of local self-government is another area where Kerala has important achievements to its credit. It is an acknowledged leader in strengthening and institutionalizing decentralized governance, both in rural and urban areas, with several pioneering innovations and basic reforms. We have empowered corporations and local bodies to become vertebral centers of overall development. Despite all these achievements, much remains to be done within the state, and there are multiple challenges that confront the state. We cannot rest on the past and instead have to move full steam to unleash a new generation of reforms across different sectors. My government, which assumed office in May this year, has therefore adopted the creation of jobs, building of infrastructure, improving connectivity, and preventing environmental degradation as among its top priorities. The government is committed to take up large-scale infrastructure development of the state. Development of quality infrastructure, including urban infrastructure, will be one of the critical determinants of the state's future growth path. Urbanization is a huge challenge confronting Kerala, and the settlement pattern of Kerala is such that one cannot clearly distinguish between the urban and rural areas. According to the 2011 census data, Kerala is the third most urbanized state in India after Delhi and Tamil Nadu, with 47.72% of population living in urban areas. Rapid urbanization has in turn led to congestion, inadequate water supply, sanitation, health problems and environmental degradation. Some of the special projects we intended to take up, including developing the Virinam project close to Thiruvananthapuram, establishing a smart city in Kochi, a giant leap in the state's IT sector capable of providing 1 lakh employment opportunities, and the Kochi Metro project, which will reduce the transportation problems of Kochi city and help in the overall development of the region. We intend to build the Kannur Airport, which is the long cherished dream of North Kerala. The government proposes to upgrade around 1,000 kilometers of roads, which will include important highways and bridges. We also intended to take a project such as the Kottayam Mobility Hub, which will connect rail, road and water transport systems, tourism and hill highways, ring roads around some major towns, bypasses, etc. A master plan for the transport development of the state projecting requirements of the next half century is also under preparation. Tourism will remain a priority of the state, with a special focus on infrastructure development and comprehensive tourism development of Varkala area, connectivity to Sabarimala, India's leading pilgrim center is being improved, and a zero waste scheme is being launched to address problems of waste and litter stream of Pampa river and along roads leading to the temple. Kerala is gifted with 44 rivers, backwaters and canals. These water bodies are the lifeline of the state and have very much helped in maintaining the groundwater level and for stabilizing the drinking water needs of the state. These canals and backwaters were used for travel and trade in ancient days, and on upgradation have the potential to enhance the transportation delivery system and accelerate the growth of tourism industry. Even though Kerala gets sufficient rainfall, within hours the water flows to the sea because of its terrain. In coastal areas, water available is saline water and therefore shortage in the availability of drinking water. Rainwater harvesting and check dams can help in storing the water, charging the groundwater table. Water for all being the theme of ADB, the state is interested to get the technical and financial assistance of ADB for restoring and rehabilitating the water resources. Our plans for the development of Kerala are elaborate and ambitious. Institutions like the ADB can play a very major role in assisting the state in its development efforts through infusion of resources as well as by bringing ideas and experience from across the world. I am happy that one of the projects which will be reviewed today is the Kerala State Urban Development Project, which aims to upgrade urban service in the 5 municipal corporations of Kerala. Our government is committed to successfully completing this project in a time-bound manner. I would, however, request the ADB to keep in mind the fact that there are often local conditions which sometimes lead to unavoidable delays in implementation, despite the best intention and efforts of local authorities, while overall guidelines and policies have to be followed. These must be implemented with a sense of pragmatism and understanding of the constraints of the part of the implementing authorities. I request the Department of Economic Affairs and ADB to take a relook at some of the ADB's charges and how these can be kept to the least minimum for borrowers, especially since repayment of these loans are the responsibility of borrowing state governments. To conclude, Kerala is now poised for a quantum leap in development with the confluence of positive factors like stable, proactive and transparent governance, Signs of prospective industrial and private investments are already emerging. The task is manifold and wide-ranging. It calls for a close government-industry-private sector linkage at every stage of infrastructure development. There is urgent need for the state government, central government and private sector to work in tandem with the goal of evolving a new model of development that builds on the achievements of the past, significantly upgrades the infrastructure in the state, improves the quality of life of our people, and creates a business-friendly environment conducive to attracting industrial investment and creating jobs. I understand this gathering includes experts and project authorities from the urban transport, environmental, agriculture and power sectors. Your knowledge and expertise would be of great benefit to the state government and its offices. I hope this would be the first of many visits to Kerala, and my government and its offices stand ready to interact with you, learn from you, and also share with you our own experience and best practices in the field of development. I wish your deliberations great success and invite you to make the maximum of your stay in the state, both in terms of leisure and as well as work.